So Vedanta says start with what we know: waking, dreaming, deep sleep. And that's what we're going to start with. Verses, the mantras 3, 4, 5, and 6 deal with waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. Let's take a look. Mantra number 3. Yes. You can repeat after me if you like. Jagaritasthano, Jagaritasthano, Bahishpragyah, Bahishpragyah, Saptangam, एकोनविंशति मुखः एकोनविंशति मुखः स्थूलभुग् वैश्वानरः स्थूलभुग् वैश्वानरः प्रथमः पादः प्रथमः पादः. The self, Atman, has 4 aspects. The first aspect is Vaishwanara, whose sphere of activity is the waking state, who is conscious of external objects, who has 7 limbs and 19 mouths, and whose experience consists of gross or material objects. So, what's all this? It's talking about you. Right now, I don't have 19 mouths. Yes, you do. We'll take a look now. As we go into this, remember, it may sound strange, but it's actually a discussion of exactly what we experience our waking, dreaming, and deep sleep to be. We'll take a look at these and then penetrate deeper. So first, how does the Upanishad describe the waking state? In the waking state, that Atman, that consciousness, has got a special name, Vishwa. Vishwa. This name is not given in the mantra itself, but later on Gaudapada will add it in the Karika. Vishwa. So your name, his name, her name, there's a common generic name, Vishwa. What is Vishwa? Consciousness limited by the mind and the body in the waking state, as we are exactly now. Upanishad calls us Vishwa. But as we go, we'll find there are 2 things to keep track of. One is us individually, and there is a cosmic aspect. Look, here you are, an individual being with a body and a mind. But look around you. There are hundreds, thousands, millions, and billions of other human beings and living animals and plants, and from dolphins and whales to tigers and lions to bacteria, all kinds of living beings and non-living world, material world. All of this is called the cosmic. Now, when the Upanishad will go through waking, dreaming, and deep sleep, what the Upanishad will do is it will describe 2 things. One is you or I, the individual, and the cosmic. So the individual and the cosmic in Sanskrit, Vyashti and Samashti. Vyashti means individual and cosmic means Samashti. This cosmic is the Vedantic idea of God. You see, we come across the idea of God in all the theistic religions of the world, but there is no precise definition or clarity about it. You will see now, Vedanta has a very precise understanding of what God is. Very clear understanding. Just as you or I, we have these 3 states: waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. A gross, a subtle, and a causal state. An outer, intermediate, innermost state. Similarly, God too has all these 3. A physical being, the entire universe, just as this body is my body. I, the Vishwa here, I have this body. God has this universe as this body. As I have a mind, thoughts, feelings, emotions, ideas, God too has the mind, the cosmic mind, all our minds put together. Think of an incredible mental internet, like a World Wide Web. So all our minds connected together. Imagine if that's, so what will it be like? A cosmic mind. And as we imagine a potential state, a deep sleep state, like an hibernation deep sleep, God too has that causal state that is called consciousness plus Maya. And so these ones we will see. At each stage, waking, dreaming, deep sleep, there will be a description of the individual, there will be a description of the cosmic. Description of the individual applies to you or me. And description of the cosmic applies to God, the totality. At this point, someone may object, Swami, you promised nothing of what is going to be said is a matter of faith. It's all what we know. Yes, I made a little exception there. When you talk about the cosmic, that you exist and I exist, we can see. I know from my internal experience that I am awareness, plus there's a mind and a body, and you know that same from your internal experience. But how do we know that there is a cosmic person and consciousness associated with everything, what is being called God? How do we know that? That you have to take on faith. Now remember, it does not do any harm to the actual teaching of the Upanishad, whether you believe in that or not. But it's rather cool the way it's described. So we have the individual and the cosmic. Let's see what it means step by step. Jagarita sthano, the waking state. It is characterized by bahishpragya and externalized awareness. We are contacting the world through our senses in the waking state. This is how it defines the waking state. Imagine a man who in the morning opens the doors and windows of his house and conducts business, buying and selling with the world outside. After some time, he pulls down the shutters, goes to his living room and watches a TV program maybe. And after some time, he goes to his bedroom and sleeps. So when he's interacting with the shutters open with the world outside, that can be like the waking state. And when he's withdrawn inside, shut the windows and doors, the shutters, pull down the shutters, and watching a TV, it's like the dream state, withdrawn inside and watching a movie. And then when he goes to the bedroom and sleeps, that's deep sleep state. Similarly, in the waking state here, it is said, our attention is externalized. We are aware of an external world. And what else? Saptanga, 7 limbs. I will come back to that. Ekonavingshati mukhaha, 19 mouths. What are the 19 mouths? The 5 sense organs. The 5 sense organs. Eyes, by which we see, ears to hear, and nose to smell, tongue to taste, and the skin to touch. The 5 sense organs are 5 mouths. The 5 motor organs are also called 5 mouths in the sense it interacts with the world outside. The 5 organs of action, karmendriya. What are they? The tongue to speak, also same tongue which tastes also speaks. So the organ of speech, the organs of grasping, hands, the organs of locomotion, walking, feet, and the organ of reproduction and evacuation. 5 organs, the organs of action. 10. We have got 10 so far. 10 mouths. 5 plus 5. Then the pancha prana, the 5 vital forces, which is very important in yoga. Prana, apana, vyana, udana, samana. There are 5 vital forces which have their respective functions. Now we are up to 15. 5 sense organs, 5 organs of action, 5 pranas, 15. Now the internal organ, what we generically call the mind, has 4 functions. The mind itself, and there's a specific definition of what the mind is. Sankalpa vikalpatmakam manaha. Mind is that which considers all kinds of alternatives, the seat of emotions. Intellect, which understands, the ability to comprehend something. That's also a function of the mind. Then the chitta, the storehouse of our memories and vasanas, the tendencies accumulated. That's also a function of the mind, what you might call the subconscious mind. And finally, the ego, ahankara, the 4th function of the mind. That's also a function of the mind. We are not the ego, the one which keeps on saying I. That's a cognition in the mind. It comes and goes. It's not you. It's not me. Consciousness and ego are different. Ego is the unifying function of the mind. When the eyes see, I says I see. Eyes, I, the vertical eye. I see, I hear, I smell, or I taste, or I touch, I walk and talk, I think, I remember, I want, I love, I hate, I remember, I understand, or I do not understand. I. All the other things are functions of the different parts of the body mind, but the I is something that appropriates all these functions. So that's one part of the mind. Now we have 19 mouths, 5 sense organs, 5 organs of action, 5 pranas, and the mana, buddhi, chitta, hankara, the 4 functions of the mind. 19 mouths. And with these mouths, what do we eat? Sthula bhuk. We experience the gross objects of the material world. Here it means sights, forms, sounds, smells, taste, touch. These are the things which we experience from the world outside. Now, the word here used here is Vaishwanaraha. Vaishwanara refers to the cosmic aspect. Remember two aspects, us, the individual, and the cosmic aspect, God with the entire universe as God's body, the physical body, let us say, of God. Imagine a consciousness associated with all our minds and all our bodies, not only what is there now. Remember, all beings who existed in the past, all beings who exist now, and all beings who will exist in the future, all of it together united into one tremendous cosmic being. That is this Vaishwanara. The different names for it. Here the name is Vaishwanara. Another name is Viraat, literally means the vast. Another name we come across is in the Bhagavad Gita, 11th chapter, Vishwarupa, the world, a cosmic form. Somebody yesterday was asking, isn't the 11th chapter what Arjuna saw? He asked Krishna, can I see your... I believe you that you are an avatar of God. You are saying that, I believe you. But can I actually experience your cosmic form? Because right now you look like a human being. But can I experience you in your cosmic form? And by the grace of God, Arjuna had that experience for all the good that it did him. He was absolutely scared, terrified. What did he see? In the 11th chapter of the Gita, you get a tremendous description. Some of the most grand poetry that you can imagine. As if 1,000 suns rise in the sky together. Imagine the brightness, the blazing radiance of that. 1,000 suns rising in the sky. When the first atom bomb exploded, the great scientist, Oppenheimer, he was a Sanskrit scholar too. He quoted from the Bhagavad Gita when he saw the unearthly radiance of that atomic explosion. He said, I come, time, the destroyer of worlds, with a radiance of 1,000 suns. Grand description. What did Arjuna see actually, and what scared him? Imagine, one of the things which is scary is public speaking. So why we get nervous when you're in front of everybody? One anthropologist said, see, it's an animal reaction. When you stare at a dog or a cat, it will look like that. The dog or the cat will look back at you, and after some time, if it's an aggressive dog, it'll bark at you, or it'll try to bite you, or if it's more timid, it'll just walk away or run away from you. Fight or flight. Staring is a sign of aggression in the animal world. Normally, you see when two people are speaking, they will look at each other and look away, look here and there, again look at each other. But if you're constantly looking, your boss is angry at you, constantly looking at you. So that's sign of aggression. Or your mom gets mad at you, constantly, you know you're in trouble. Imagine in public speaking, you're sitting and 200 people are constantly looking at you. Now, they're not mad at you. They just want to listen to what you say. But the animal part of the brain reacts. So this is what social psychologists say. Why is this stage fright? Why do people get scared in front of an audience? So 200 people looking at you. The biggest audience I ever saw was in India, in one place, 13,000 people, 14,000 people. So a huge audience. When they're staring, that was also not the most scary audience I've faced. The most scariest audience I've faced was a gathering of the monks of our order. As a young monk asked to say something 2 or 3 minutes, and here you have about 600 monks, all senior to you, all looking at you like this. So now imagine Arjuna's condition. Imagine all, not 100 people, 600 people, or 13,000 people. Imagine 7 billion people in this world. And all the living creatures, from a little cat to a killer whale, or all kinds of creatures in this world. All of them together. And if there are demons in hells and gods in heavens, all of them together in one being. And suddenly that being turns and looks at you. Just the thought of it. Arjuna says, every hair in my body is standing on its end. The earth shakes when you walk. It talks to Krishna in that form. So that's the Vaishwanara, the Viraat. Ourselves, but magnified billions of times. You said that's all very nice. Sounds like a superhero tale or something like that. Why should I believe it? You don't have to believe it. Don't worry. Because Mandukya Upanishad is not about that also. It is just the cosmic in the waking state. Mandukya is something deeper. The connection is like this. Imagine the ocean out there, thousands of waves. Each of us is like a wave in this ocean of the universe. The entire ocean is like God, Viraat or Vaishwanara. But what Mandukya is talking about is neither the wave nor the ocean. It's talking about something deeper and more powerful than both, water itself. Why is water greater than ocean or wave? Because neither waves nor ocean can exist without the water. It is the water alone which appears as the wave and the ocean. The wave and the ocean both depend on the water for its existence. So, Vaishwanara. Now, I'll come back to what I'd left. Saptanga, 7 limbs. So, this 7 limbs is a description. See, the ancient rishis of the Upanishads tried to conceive of this cosmic person. Can you think of this enormous universe as a being? So they made an effort. That is the 7 limbs. What is the 7 limbs? This Vaishwanara or Viraat, the cosmic person, God's physical body's appearance, has 7 limbs. What are the 7 limbs? The head is heaven. The heavens are the head. And the wind is the breath. The eyes are the sun. And the mouth is fire. And the middle portion of the body is the sky. And the oceans are the bladder. And the earth is the feet of this cosmic person. So it's an imagination. It's trying to capture the idea of a cosmic being, the entire universe as a person. 7 limbs: head, the heavens; breath, the wind; eye, the sun; mouth, fire. Mouth is fire. And then the middle part of the body is the sky, and the bladder is the ocean, and the feet are the earth. So these are the 7 limbs. The description you find in the Chandogya Upanishad. So it's borrowed from there. Saptanga. So in this description, you find the waking state from our perspective and from the cosmic perspective. What's the point? No point at all. Just drawing your attention to what is known to all of us, this waking state. Keep it in mind.